What's up, guys? Brian Grant from ContestChampion.com here, and today I just want to talk about the Synergy and Mastery update blog that was just posted, and which will be taking effect into the game on July the 26th, which is in less than 2 weeks, so it's right around the corner. And before I get into it, I just have 2 words that I want to direct just to you, Kabam. 2 special words for you. Here they are. Thank you. Seriously, like, this update seems amazing. I understand that people are very upset with it, and people are probably mad at me now just for saying that I agree with it. I might even lose subscribers just because I said it. Not even maybe. I will definitely lose subscribers, and it'd be better for like my channel or whatever if I just went crazy over the top and was all angry and stuff like that. But that's not who I am. I just want to tell you how I honestly feel about the update. So let's just dive right in. We'll start with the synergy bonuses. First thing here is that certain champions are getting new synergy bonuses. That's fantastic. I don't think anybody's complaining about that. That's wonderful. The thing that people are complaining about, though, is that block proficiency is being removed as a synergy. And in my opinion, this is a good thing. You can see some of the block proficiency guys down here. But in my opinion, this is a great thing. Not even a good thing. It's a great thing. Block proficiency, it never made sense to me. And I can see why people are upset because they're used to it. It's in the game and it's being removed. They're used to the strategy of it. They built up champions based around it. They've practiced it, and even though I think it's a less skillful way to play, it still does take skill, and they've practiced that skill, and now it's just being taken away from them. But can you imagine this? Can you imagine if block proficiency never existed in the game, and somebody just posted a suggestion on the official forums and said, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if there was a way that you can block and just never take any damage?" Like, oh man, I could only imagine that person getting torn to shreds. Having people say that's the worst idea they've ever heard and all this stuff. And yeah, in my opinion, it's a very bad idea. Not to down the guy at Kabam who came up with the idea, but in my opinion, it was just never good straight from the start. And Kabam either agrees with that it was never good, or at least they're seeing it now and they're going to remove it. It takes away from a lot of the challenge, and it also causes Kabam to have to do what they did for the current monthly event quest where they introduced the master difficulty. Everything in there had the block proficiency decay or whatever it was called, or whatever it's called, node, just to remove it, and that's a terrible fix for this. I understand now that it was just a temporary fix, but the whole time that it happened, I'm just thinking like, man, I wish that they would just remove it. In my opinion, this is the #1 broken thing in the entire game. There's nothing else that even compares. We're going to talk about Willpower later, and Willpower is like nothing compared to this, I think. But before I get to that, just wanted to mention a couple of other things. It will force top alliances to kind of separate a little bit in terms of skill. Some people might not be able to clear the top challenges as an alliance anymore. And that could be scary for people who were relying on this to get through. But I'm sure with some practice and everything, if you are unable to get through without having this block proficiency to back you up, I'm sure you guys will figure out a way to get through, and it'll be a more skillful and rewarding way. The other thing I wanted to mention here is something that I disagree with very strongly that Kabam did, and they're saying that if you sell your champion, you're going to get back the class catalyst or all the catalysts that you put into the champion to begin with. And this is a really poor implementation, in my opinion. You could have done 2 things. The first is what a lot of people suggested, is like de-ranking them and getting the rewards back that way. And I understand that might have been a very difficult task to create. I mean, selling a champion is already in the game, so that is like a reasonable thing to do, is just sell it and get the rewards back. However, I think an even better solution would just be not to give any solution at all. And people will just have to deal with the fact that they, leveled up certain champions. I mean, most of the champions are good anyway. It's not like they had to level up some terrible champion that doesn't see any use outside of the block proficiency team. Most of them are still good. I mean, is somebody really mad that they leveled up Doctor Strange? Somebody going to sell their Doctor Strange? No. Maybe they would sell a different hero, but I mean, I just think that this was a bad idea. I think this actually enraged people more than if there was no option at all. All right, let's move on though. Talked enough about the synergies. Actually, you know what? One last thing. I was planning on doing Realm of Legends, and I'm still planning on doing it. Actually, I'm going to make the first video on it today. I have not started it yet, and I was planning on bringing a perfect block team, but you know what? Like this kind of inspired me to not even use one because I never felt comfortable using it anyway. Not that I couldn't do it, not that I didn't have the skill to hold block or anything, but it felt so powerful that it felt like cheating, you know. And I'm not calling anyone a cheater who used the strategy. It's a strategy put in the game purposefully by Kabam, but it felt too strong, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't enjoyable. And I'll talk more about that when I release that first Realm of Legends video that I'm going to put out later today, probably 12 to 14-ish hours away from now. Okay. Next up, we have Masteries. And first up, there are new Masteries in the offensive tree. There are 4 new ones. I'm not going to go through each one of them because that's just going to make this video, it's going to extend the video way too long. Instead, what I'm going to talk about is the changes, and I'm going to come back to Willpower, Double Edge, and Liquid Courage. First, I want to go through the other ones just because they are much quicker to go through here. Recoil, all it's changing is that the self-damage penalty is being moved to the end of the animation, so people will still flop over and die when they use it when they're too low life, but we'll just have to wait to the end of the animation to laugh at that. Inequity, it looks like they're just preparing for the future and making sure that this doesn't get out of control by capping it at 36%. So that's perfectly fine. Cruelty, there's no real change here. They're just changing it from units to Stony Mastery cores, but it's the same effective unit cost. Parry, this one is kind of a big change, actually. You can no longer parry stun someone's special attack, and this is something that didn't make sense to me either. I mean, the first time that Venom leaped at me with his level 2 special, and I parry blocked it and stunned him, I was just like, wait. Are you serious? And like, I mean, I was happy that I did it, and I continued to do it and everything, but it felt like something that it should have never happened. You know, okay, some giant monster's leaping at you, and you put your hands up like, oh, please, no, don't hit me, and you stun them? I mean, yeah, I get it. Stuff in video games doesn't always make sense, but this one just like, it doesn't make sense on any level. It doesn't make sense on a skill level. It doesn't make sense on... I don't know. I mean, I guess you can argue that it does make sense on a skill level, but personally, I'm happy with this change of it being removed. But I also don't think it's the biggest deal whether they removed it or not. All right, now let's get on to Willpower. First off, Willpower is changing drastically. If you invested units in it, they are going to refund your units while keeping it unlocked, so you can still have the new Willpower and get all of your units back too. So that's amazing. Going to get almost 2,300 units back just for having this active before this blog came out. Whoops, went on to a different tab there. But okay, so what is the actual change happening here? Well, the healing amount's getting reduced to 7%, and it's getting reduced to that amount for each type of detrimental effect, not each detrimental effect. So for example, the old Willpower, you would gain 5 stacks of Willpower for having 5 stacks of bleed on you. Now, if you have 5 stacks of bleed on you, you're only going to gain 1 stack of Willpower. So the healing effect is going to be drastically reduced. It's going to make playing as different champions much more viable now. So playing as an Awakened Iron Fist or Black Panther, you know, these champions are actually going to actually be significantly better than they are now when it comes to the arena, at least. And they're also doing one other minor thing, which is it does not affect robots anymore, Willpower, which is fine. I mean, Ultron, strong enough as he is. Seriously, like, that guy was probably overtuned if Willpower worked on him. It doesn't really matter. It's not the biggest change in the world, but it's just not going to kill the hero, is my point. Okay, so I'm completely fine with this change. I don't think Willpower was as destructive to the game as block proficiency. It was actually kind of cool to play around with it. It did force you to think and fight in different ways. So that's why I never was too against Willpower. However, this change I think is is for the best still. What I do not like is the changes to Double Edge and Liquid Courage. They say here, Kabam says here, that if you have Recovery, Coagulate, and Willpower, that it's enough to neutralize this penalty, but I don't think it is. Unless I'm doing the math wrong, I think you're still going to take some damage, which I don't like. I think that if you invest and have, these 3 masteries combined with Double Edge, combined with Liquid Courage, now you have 5 masteries that you're tied down to. I think that it should be even. I think that you should not gain any life and you should not lose any life. And it's still a pretty big negative drawback because with the way the new Willpower works, if you have a new bleed effect on you on top of Double Edge, well, that bleed's doing full damage. You're not going to heal from it at all. Same thing with Liquid Courage. You're poisoned the entire fight. If you're going up against someone like Abomination and you get poisoned even more, yeah, your health is going to start dropping a lot. So hopefully it's going to work like the way I want it to work, and you're not going to lose any life if you pick up both of these along with Recovery, Coagulate, and Willpower. But only time will tell. We'll have to see how that goes. There's one last thing in this update that I wanted to share with you guys that I thought was pretty cool. It's in the Q&A section over here, and that is, where is it? Will you be raising the level cap? Answer is, we are not yet going to increase the level cap. So they're thinking about it. It's something that it's very open to them at this point in time. If I had to guess, I would guess that it's going to come after the new masteries are introduced for the other 2 trees, the defensive and utility trees. There's probably just not enough masteries in general right now to, for more mastery points to be added and make sense. You'd be getting too many good masteries, I think, instead of giving, instead of making a tougher choice between really good masteries. So that's cool, though. That's something to look forward to. And all in all, like I said, I'm very happy with this update. Hopefully, you guys, even if you do disagree with me, hopefully, you'll still enjoy my content. It's minor if we disagree. I mean, what does it really change if you think about it? So what? I disagree on something, but let me know in the comments how you feel about this all. I will read every single comment. I'm not going to reply to most of the comments in this video, though, because I don't want to start some kind of huge debate, because I've already laid out all of my feelings about it in this video. So, but it will still be interesting to see your guys' point of view and why exactly you are against the change, if you are, or maybe you have a different point that I failed to mention as to why you do like the update. Either way, thanks for watching, guys. I will be back later today with another video, my first Realm of Legends video to start that series up. So look forward to that. And thanks for watching. See you guys later.